Hi, Sally Walker here, your hormone and slow age expert. So meet the estrogens. Do you know how many estrogen the body actually produces? Well, quite a lot. It's not just one estrogen or two estrogen or three estrogens, though there are three main ones and they're the ones I'm going to introduce you to. But in the liver, oh my goodness, we produce so many different estrogens from the two main estrogens called estrone and estradiol. So they've been given names and numbers. So we can say the three principal estrogens are called E1, E2, and E3. So E1 is estrone, and it's a kind of a lazy estrogen in a way. It doesn't really do very much in the body. It's like a storage hormone. It can convert to E2, and E2 can convert back to it. It's primarily produced in the fat cells, also produced in your adrenals, also produced in your ovaries, but is primarily produced in fat cells, and it is the hormone which is dominant after menopause, ladies, okay? But as I said, it's not really very active. It doesn't do a lot of activation as such, but it can be converted to estradiol, the major, extremely powerful estrogen. So this is the one which really explodes in puberty. It is mass produced in your ovaries until you go menopause. And this is the hormone that we lose about 70% of when we go menopause, okay? So this hormone was actually the last one to be discovered. This was back in 1933, where estrone was the first one, which was in 1929. And the third little estrogen, E3 estriol, which I'll talk about in a minute, was discovered in 1930. So should have been called E2 really, I suppose. Anyway, but yeah, so estradiol is the hormone which will convert you from this little princess into this hormone monster called a woman. Amazing. It changes you in every way. It gives you boobs and bums and thighs, and it gives you the estrogen brain, whatever you'll use that for. Shoes maybe. Yes. Anyway, so the way we think and feel as a woman is all to do with estrogen, estradiol estrogen. And this is the reason why that when we go through menopause, ladies change. Their character changes completely. Their emotional state changes completely because of the drop in estradiol and its effect on the brain. Okay, so the third little estrogen is estriol. It's called E3, and it is produced from estradiol in the liver. And it's also mass produced in the placenta during pregnancy. And initially it was thought to be a pregnancy estrogen because it was only really measurable in the blood at that time or during that time. But today we know it's produced every day, basically, and it is produced in the liver. So basically it's a liver estrogen. It's one of the many liver estrogens. It's called 16-hydroxy-E2. That's what its official name is. And it's a nice little estrogen. Milder, but a milder version of the estradiol. So estrogens, they attach to receptors, or we can call them keyholes. And estrogen has two keyholes, two receptors. It has alphas and betas. So estrone attaches to the alpha, and estradiol attaches to alpha and beta, and estriol attaches only to beta. So it is generally considered that alpha receptors are activators, proliferators, they speed up processes, and generally considered that beta receptors do the opposite. They have a calming effect. So we need a balance, don't we, of both of the hormones. But after menopause, I find estriol for many ladies to be the good hormone to use. Especially if there's a few years where you haven't been using any estrogen since your menopause because you didn't want to use it at that time, and you're maybe 60 plus, and you're now starting with estrogen, then estriol is a pretty good way to start. Okay, but anyway, they're your estrogens. So in the blog, there's lots more information about those receptors. There's information about the hydroxy estrogens, the liver estrogens, symptoms of low, symptoms of high, all kinds of different information. So be sure to check it out and check out the other videos. Happy hormones, happy life.